Obviously the club has been in a bit of a turmoil in a situation. It is my job now to change the fortunes, should I say, of the club. They are in a dire straits, but the picture can change. You know, we had a chat with the players now, and the sign I saw when I arrived at the house of Amazulu says, home of the brave. So it's important that the players, the staff, the coaching staff, the supporters all get on board to help revitalise and reinvigorate this club to get the club back to where it needs to be, and that's further up obviously the log table. My position is to do that. I've been mandated to, not obviously a ridiculous thing I think, to win the league at this point in time, but I think to move the club into a better position so we can breathe a bit better. And I myself obviously are tasked to hopefully with paperwork, I think with the upcoming game against the Black Leopards, depending on the movement and the speed of movement obviously with that, if I can be available on the bench and to get stuck in straight away.
The contract is for just over 2.5 years. It will finish in June 2015, and we're looking to be points position. A realistic target we've set ourselves is 35 points, a minimum of 35 points going into the end of the season. And all the coaches we've employed at Amazulu, we're looking to the longer term. You know, we don't believe it's in our best interest to keep chopping and changing. Similarly, we don't believe it's in our best interest to keep chopping and changing the core of players that we have at Amazulu. And that's always been the challenge with us, unfortunately, over the past number of years. As you guys are well aware, some of the senior players who were players of the season in the past seasons haven't delivered in the next season. And that's been one of the frustrations that we've got. And we need to manage that process and make sure that we have the technical team in place to take us forward and the core of players to take us forward, adding on fringe players as we go along. We believe that's the best opportunity that we've got to deliver the goods. Yes, obviously there are performance clauses in the contract, and we will visit those performance clauses on an ongoing basis. But as I said to you, we didn't hire the coach to chase him away. You know, we want to make sure that we give the coach every opportunity to be successful at Amazulu, both from a technical team point of perspective, from a player perspective, and the administrative backup that hopefully the coach can receive at the club.
There weren't that many games televised, but what we did see and what we did pick up, obviously there's no secret. You can look at the log table. They've scored the least goals and conceded the most, albeit the fact, or should I say, 6 of those goals came from the result against Chiefs. So the 12 goals, if you take the one game away, is in comparison with the top or the bottom 8 teams. So for me, I think it's important that we get the players into a situation where we create chances, I think, first of all, and then obviously to finish, because goals win matches, and that's the name of the game. So to defend better and to score goals, and that's the priority. We need to score goals. The club's only scored 5 goals, so we're working extensively with the strikers and movement to create goals. We discussed this at length as well in the meeting with the chair. One of the responsibilities I will have is to engage and work closely with the head of youth. And as you so rightly said, I was in that. I watched the era. I think you're talking about the Julius Chilwas and etc. I used to watch those days, and I played in the early 90s. So for me, it's about unearthing. There's plenty of talent. What I know, as you do know, there was an interview on I think on ETV last night regarding the development of football in this country, or the lack of development, should I say, in the country at the moment. What I do know, and what I have the little homework I have done regarding the youth, in terms, I believe there's a fantastic setup here. They've put all the right places in comparison to what was discussed last night in terms of the lack. I believe everything is not only in par but above par other PSL clubs in what I've done. So that will be a task in referring to what you are doing. First, obviously, you've got to look at home to find those players, and if we can empower and bring youngsters in from within the province, in the community as well, and give them the opportunity to make a career of this, so be it, and that'll be the first priority. Well, first of all, I've still got to sit down. Obviously, I've got to engage the players, have a look at the strengths and weaknesses. I first obviously would like to give every player an opportunity to show us. As you know, when a new coach comes in, people and players react differently. So I'm sure that I'll get a response from the players. The players will obviously like to show what they have for those who haven't maybe been given the opportunity. So, and then I will sit down obviously with the management, and we'll look at the areas where we feel that maybe we need to bring in, to strengthen, etc., etc. With obviously there's 4 games leading up to the break. On the 18th is our final game against Chiefs. Am I correct? The 18th, not the 8th, against Chiefs. And then there's obviously a long break, and a long break is not obviously good for any club, because it's like a new pre-season, 6 weeks. weeks. Having a second pre-season in any one calendar football season is not good, but I will look at it as a positive because it will give me time to not only reassess but get the ideas, because ideas across, as you know, I've come in now with 3-4 days literally for the next home game. So and then 4 games within the next 2 to 3 weeks. So that period will be, I think, a blessing in disguise. It will give us time to work on things, to regroup and have a look at where we are, and then obviously also target and calculate how we're going to go about the job correctly for the next 3 months leading up to the end of May. And obviously it's going to be a sort of a punch reaction, because it's going to be a quick 3 months, and games are going to come thick and fast. So that time will obviously be good for us, especially at the stage where we are at this point in time.